Hey guys, my name's Kai, and thanks for tuning in to the second series of the E4S video series on student job hunting. Now, each week we release a video detailing different aspects of the student job search to give you the insight you need to find your ideal job. Now, today we're going to do something a little different. We're going to be talking about how you can balance your work and your education. Some of the areas that you might want to consider when looking for work, as well as some suggestions for jobs that won't infringe on your exam and coursework deadlines, which is why we're here in the cheap showiness of nature. Behind me you can hear the trains, but if you can look past that, let's get on with this. So we all know the benefits of taking up part-time work during university, and having an additional employment background to support your qualifications can help immeasurably when looking for work. Over 57% of students hold a part-time job during their studies. But it's important to ensure that you balance your work, study and social life. 9 out of 10 students do work more than 20 hours per week, which is over the 16 to 18 recommended by most universities. There are a few options when considering what kind of work you want to take during your studies. You know the typical student jobs: bar work, hospitality staff, retail work, and each of these will come with their unique benefits and drawbacks. Bar and retail work often means working long shifts, and the busiest periods tend to coincide with times you'll need to spend studying, such as Christmas and the January sales. Obviously, there is an increased drive for students to work, both for the short-term financial gain and being able to push yourself above other students when it comes to applying for career jobs. But it should not come at the detriment of your education. In a study between Worcester and Bournemouth University, 44% of third-year respondents believed they would have been on board for a higher degree qualification if they did not have to work during their studies. Try to find time that will be flexible with your university work. Inform them, speak with your employer, that you'll need time to be able to study, especially around exams and coursework deadlines, but not limited to. Wider reading is easily the first thing that many students forego in favour of taking on additional hours. If possible, avoid work that is situated far away, in remote areas or in places that will take you a long time to get to. Commuting is neither cheap nor relaxing, and it can often take more time and money travelling to and from. The benefits might not outweigh the difficulties. And we all know you do this. Don't work during timetabled classes. You're paying $9,000 a year for this degree. There's no realistic reason to jeopardize it further. Many students, over 51%, choose to work full-time during the semester breaks overseas, far above the number of students that will go on to travel, which stands at 21%, and the 9% of students who will spend most of their holidays attending festivals. Working full-time during the holidays can also help mitigate the need for part-time work during your studies, but it does require careful planning and no small amount of discipline. So we touched on some areas you can consider regarding working during your studies, and to close this episode we're going to cover what kind of jobs are available for students that allow for flexibility. So firstly, one of the most straightforward positions: why not try getting work on campus? Universities and unions are often looking for students to take up part-time student ambassador positions. We've got a link here to Exeter's ambassador scheme, but the details are pretty universal for all institutions. You might also want to consider working on campus for companies like the Campus Group, who look for student ambassadors to represent external brands. For the most part, on-campus groups tend to be highly flexible and respectful of your alternating schedule as a student. We spoke earlier on how certain jobs tend to involve long hours, and events work definitely falls under that category. However, you can balance hospitality work to coincide with calmer periods of your studies, or by taking work on during holiday periods. Events and hospitality work can also be a great way of attending music festivals, film premieres, sporting events, without having to pay. If you're looking for something where convenience is your major consideration, you might consider work that you can take from home. Jobs like product and website testing, data entry, and paid surveys are not the best way of making huge amounts of money quick. Isn't that the dream? But they are jobs that you can pick up in your spare time and are entirely at your convenience. do be cautious. There are a lot of suspect work from home advertisements. If the vacancy ad or company goes to lengths to avoid telling you what the position entails or requires an initial payment, you'll definitely want to check out how legitimate it is. Right, back in the office now. Anyway guys, that's the end of today's episode. Thanks for joining us again for the second series of the E4S video series on student job hunting. You can check out the first series where we go through some of the core fundamentals of the student job search on this very YouTube channel, youtube.com/employment4students. You can also get in touch by leaving a message below or on our blog, or you can get in touch via Twitter at E4S UK, at Facebook, facebook.com/employment4students, or you can send us an email at studentsupport@e4s.co.uk. You can also check out our website, www.e4s.co.uk, for the latest in student jobs and information. Cheers again for joining us today, and don't forget to tune in next week for more information on the student job search. Until then, bye for now.